With Rammstein, this country's most successful band since Kraftwerk. And global success has been achieved even though nearly all their lyrics are in German. The band actually formed in 1993, 4 years after the fall of the Berlin Wall, but all the members came from the former East Germany. Indeed, although musically it opened doors for him, Lorenz didn't want the two countries to unify at all.
This is Lorenz, born 1966, trained toolmaker and co-owner of a vintage car rental business. He's also keyboard player for Germany's biggest international rock act, Rammstein. Is one of the people who saw the reunification of Germany on the 3rd of October 1990 as a capitulation.
At the time, I was a tried and true punk rocker. I did a gig with my old band in an East Berlin squat to make as much noise as possible against reunification.
Non-conformity is a trademark of Rammstein. In fact, it's given them an international following. The band has been Germany's biggest musical export ever since the mid-1990s.
We were very lucky to have met. We knew each other from the East, and we'd done a lot together. This kind of music might not have made it. It's no better than other kinds of music.
But it is more successful. Rammstein have sold more than 10 million records worldwide. That's earned them enough to afford a comfortable lifestyle. And this old Soviet Chaika, a limousine for the communist top brass. It was built in 1963 at the height of the Cold War. Back in communist East Germany, Lorenz traveled around in a rusty old truck to improvised concerts. His band was called Feeling B and was something of a precursor to Rammstein. The band didn't have a political message, it just wanted to be different. But it did have a cult following in communist Eastern Europe. They weren't rich, but they were famous. And they weren't dissidents, but they didn't toe the line either. Their biography was similar to many in East Germany, which leads us to the question, how was it back then?
I had a happy and safe childhood. I had no real disdain. We looked at the government with a kind of amused contempt, but I had no true real disdain.
The punk ended up buying the party boss's luxury car. It's an irony of the changing times. Irony, too, that the fall of the wall catapulted someone toward international fame who didn't necessarily want it.
Even if the GDR had survived, then I still would have stayed a musician. The increased size of the world has also brought the danger of being compared to all the international acts. The bands which were in the East were the only ones there. And if you were successful there, then you were successful.
But Rammstein's career took off like a rocket. And even though Lorenz is a superstar, he's still a down-to-earth guy. He even misses simple things from communist times.
I miss the simplicity. You went into a bar, ordered a beer, and you got a beer. They didn't ask you whether you wanted Warstein or Beck's or Flensburger, with a head or without one, from tap or bottled. It really gets on my nerves having all these choices that I really don't want.
The changing times have been good to Lorenz. He's made it to the top without ever trying to get there. A superstar by coincidence.
You see, you can never please everybody. Some people like the idea that there are many different types of beer or whatever to choose from, whereas others like Lorenz don't want that choice. I say vive la différence, but that's a subject for another programme. That's all from this one. Bye-bye.